Tuesday night, the gang's on the air. Carlos, Tyler, Jay with a flair. Comedy, culture, news, and life, sweet spice. Serve it up hot. Oh, it's always nice. Laughter echoes through the digital street. Friends catching up, ain't that a treat? Jokes that ring sharp as a knife. They dive deep, set your spirit alight. HollingsWorthless, yeah, tune in tight. Three pals diving, everything feels right. From comedy to culture, every news bite, they bring the light. On a Tuesday night. Hits the punchlines quick as a flash. Tyler's stories always fresh. They drops wisdom like a silent storm. Together they create a show that's more. They talk about the life, the love, the strife. Turn mundane moments into pure delight. Each Tuesday just feels right. It's more than a show, it's a piece of life. Culture served on a silver plate. News and views that resonate. Committed gold, you can hardly wait. It's a weekly fix, don't be
I was fucking jamming. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless Program. I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And as usual, we have the Goons squad, the Hula Goons, the usual suspects, three of a kind, Trips, three men, no baby. Shout out to Baby Miles. The Three Musketeers, just the three of us. Three's Company, no Mr. Furley. Starting with, you've seen him on Amazon Prime. He's the host with the most, part-time famous, full-time comedy, or full-time funny. What the fuck? I was so close. Carlos Antonea.
What's happening? We in the building. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
And last but not least, we have the Seattle native, a.k.a. Chief Green Cloud, a.k.a. Haya Watamaya Smokin', a.k.a. Sacagawida, a.k.a. Pot of Hot Mess, aka Chief Spittin' Bull. They call him the box checker. They say he's uncancelable. Tyler, don't call me Joseph Smith.
What up?
What up? By the way, Tyler, I was laughing because I don't like that you can write something and it says my name that I wrote. You motherfucker.
I've been doing that every week until you notice.
Wow.
I noticed before, but I was just like, I wanted to say something. Shout out to Victoria, Stormbreaker, BS Jeffrey. Who's Stormbreaker? Big said, hey, Big J, who is Stormbreaker? NBS Jeffrey with the murderer. Am I coming in hot with you guys? Too loud? Okay.
No, it's all good.
Okay, good. I had to adjust the mic a little bit. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So it's not going to be a full hour today because I'm gonna watch some of the DNC, and then Carlos has a show, and Tyler has some weed to smoke. So
DNCD's nuts.
Gotta get ready for that dope show this weekend.
Oh yeah, I just bought Black Myth too. I'm really excited to try it out.
You just bought what?
Black Myth Wukong. It's the new
I know what that is.
Exclusive game. It's a new title coming from China, you guys.
It's a martial arty
game.
You play the Kulong, the Black Myth, the monkey fighter, the monkey warrior.
Yeah, you play a monkey warrior. Carlos, you know, it's a side eye us.
I don't like what I'm hearing. Go on.
Oh man, go ahead, Tyler.
Chinese mythology. It's a Chinese mythology game.
Okay.
So Wukong is a character in Chinese mythology. It's a monkey that was born from like the rock of creation, came out smarter than all the other monkeys, went around and learned magic and how to become immortal. And then it's really good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to share other people's cultures and mythology. Just a fun deep dive.
What do they call it? The Black Myth.
Yeah, what? Because this ain't looking good.
I don't know why they went with that name. Somebody in the comments. Anybody?
Nope, no, let's stick right here. This right here.
We just Google it. Why is Black Myth?
Why is Black Myth racist? Dude, you're gonna have to tell me how that is. I wanted to get that. I seen that, and you know, having used to teach martial arts, MMA and all that, I love all that martial arts shit. So it looks great, though. The game looks dope. We got to get Carlos into we got to get him a PS5. He's got a birthday coming up. Maybe we'll see about getting him a subscription to the online service, and then he can just get the system.
There we go. I don't know why it's called that, but there was a lot of controversy around the game because the company that created it had like some employees come out saying that they felt like it was an unsafe workplace. A lot of like sexual misconduct allegations. And they're like, nobody buy this game because of all this. And there's an interview with one of the developers, and they're like, so what's your comment on all this allegation stuff towards your company? And he just goes, no comment. Just here to talk about the game.
All right. What up, Toy Station?
Yeah. I was making that joke. I'm gonna play it anyways. I don't really care, man. I don't care what's in there. I don't care what skeletons are in there. I'll let the game show me if it's a good enough company.
Is there sexual harassment in the game? Then I'm gonna
find out. I'll come back. I just downloaded it. That was if you didn't hear the ding, but I just finished right now. So next week I'll have a review, and I'll have a filter that fits for the. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, will you now?
Yeah, what's that filter?
What's that gonna be?
Let me see here if I can find one.
Oh no!
He already has a pre-filtered filter.
I'm just kidding, you guys. We just want to say here on the HollingsWorthless podcast.
Oh shit! I mean, we didn't have this as the topic, but since we're on video games, I'm selling my Nintendo Switch because, dude, I all these, you know, I mean, I know Tyler knows about these. I don't know if you known about it, Carlos. I know I've been telling you about it, but all these emulators and ROMs, I can play like any Nintendo, any Genesis, Super Nintendo, all these games all on my phone. And I have this this controller, GameSir controller, that it feels so good. I was gonna say, but I mean, it feels like it feels like a PS5 controller, Xbox controller. So I'm like, I'm gonna use that because I mean, I wasn't really playing my Switch except for like when I'm flying and shit. So if I can just bring this controller and then I'll be on the plane and just playing on the phone, then I'm good to go.
What are you gonna sell it for?
I got like a bunch of games and accessories. I put it up for like 600. So I'm trying to see.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the OLED Nintendo Switch OLED plus like a bunch of games and. Mr. Got Rocks. I got to pay that mortgage, baby.
You're just like you can just buy an emulator and get all the games for $50, but I'm gonna sell this for 600.
All right. All right. Let's move on. I guess nobody in the chat will be interested in buying.
I've always
Dude.
wanted to get one. I wanted to get one for my nephews. I thought that'd be but I'm not gonna spend. I was like, I'll give you $50 for.
the Nintendo Switch itself costs like $350. The OLED.
I know they're really expensive,
But it's used. This is a used one.
I know, right?
But it has games. I have a bunch of games. Anyways, let's move on. You guys have really fucking ruined all this. Dude, Carlos posted something today, and I asked him in the chat. I was like, "This can't be real," and he's like, "No, it is." Do you know, fucking Trump has sold Bibles. He sold fucking
Shoes?
condemned buildings. Yeah, shoes. Do you know he's selling cereal, Tyler?
Wow, Trumpos.
It's called Trump. What I'm saying? I think it's just called Trump.
But okay, so
Commemorative cereal.
So Tyler,
Frosted
how much?
MAGA flakes.
Yeah, so just a regular box of cereal, same size as any other box of cereal. How much do you think a Trump box of cereal costs?
Ooh, man. I would hope that it wouldn't be more than $25. Like as a serious.
I'm laughing because you fucking nailed it. It's $25.
$25 seems about right. That seems about right.
For a shitty cereal. I guarantee you that it can't be good. I mean, it just looks like
yeah,
corny.
Not even Frosted Flakes. It looks like Wheaties. It looks like Wheaties.
I can't wait to see an influencer eat this cereal in 20 years from now. I bought a Trump cereal. Yeah, exactly.
Oh fuck!
That's
the commemorative. The commemorative box is $25. But if you want to go cheaper, you can get one for $15. That's just the regular ass Trump box. Yeah,
with no cereal.
Yeah, right. You just get pump faked. Yeah, no, ain't no cereal here.
They're selling that for half the price you wanted to buy my Nintendo Switch for.
Yeah, dude. How many boxes of Trump cereal can I get for $600?
Oh fuck, dude! And
crazy.
Did you see? This kind of rolls into something else. Did you see the Trump, the Medal of Honor versus the Presidential Medal of Freedom comparison thing he said?
Mm-mm.
Oh man. So he was giving a speech and he was talking about there's some lady that he gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and he's like, yeah, it was a great medal. I mean, it's it's kind of like the civilians version of the Medal of Honor, which they give to soldiers. And then he goes on to say, but this is actually better than the Medal of Honor, because he was saying some shit about like, a lot of those guys that get the Medal of Honor, like they're injured or they're missing limbs or they're hurt. And I'm like, what is this guy saying? But it just, what I don't understand is, like, again, if you're my friend or whatever, if you are a big Trump supporter, that's not going to affect our friendship unless you let it affect our friendship. I mean, I don't like Trump just as a person in general. I think he's a fucking weasel and a scumbag. But if you support him for whatever reason, that's fine. It's not going to affect us. But what I don't understand is, and this is none of my friends that have said this to me, but like the hardcore MAGA or Trump supporters, I don't understand people that support Trump as they're saying like, oh, I like Trump because I support the troops, or I back the blue, or I'm a Christian, and so that's why I support Trump. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
he's none of that.
Yes, that's what I'm like. People are like, oh, I'm a Christian, and Trump, turned over Roe v. Wade, and I'm like, I guarantee you, Trump has fucking abortions in his history. There's
you better believe it.
Yeah, so I'm like, you think he did this because he was a Christian? I'm like, oh fuck, man. And
anybody who pays to sleep with strippers and then hides it, you've had an abortion or 5.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and you got the money and the resources to do it. So come on, man, stop, knock it off.
Yeah, dude, and the shit he said about McCain and the military in general, like losers, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, You know, that's the thing that I have trouble wrapping my head around. Like, you know, I'm going to vote for Kamala, and you know, and if somebody's like, well, you know, why, or you know, or well, what about if she did this and that, then yeah, I can go over them. I mean, and if I supported Trump, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm supporting Trump because I'm a Christian. That wouldn't be my reasoning. I'd sound like an idiot, or I wouldn't be like, oh, I support Trump because Trump, he's all for the military. He always says such great things about the military. I'm like, no, he fucking doesn't. So I don't know. That just always, I always have trouble wrapping my head around that when somebody that supports Trump is lists off those things as part of the reason why they support Trump, and I'm like, he doesn't though, not at all. But you know, what are you gonna do, right?
I'm with you, man. Rock with who you rock with. Just have a valid enough conversation piece to support your support of them, and I think that's the most important part. Is explain to you ain't got to explain shit to me, but explain why you think like that, and then we can go from there. But yeah, I told you I think we said this last time. We're in very interesting times right now.
It's
very
wild.
interesting. So
it is wild. I put a topic on here. Justin asked me this today. Justin Tejan, shout out Tej. Justin Tejan. And I want to present it to you guys, just as he asked me, in your comedy career and all the time that you've done comedy, what are some comedy milestones or like important things you remember? Like Carlos, it might have been like when you had your Part-Time Famous special come out, or I'm just giving an example, but I want to hear from you. I had some like early on, like one of the things I had said for me, and it's it may not seem like anything, now I'm whatever 16 17 years in or whatever, but I was probably 2 years in, and I was featuring for Harold Gomez, which Carlos doesn't know him, but Tyler knows him, who doesn't even do comedy anymore. But I was featuring. When I say featuring, I have to do it in like quotes. Yeah, Victoria, that's
wow.
She's talking about the fucking two broke girls show. Come on, it was acting. I'm an actor. I'm thespian. Victoria said when I made out with a dude. That never aired. You don't know. But I was featuring for Harold Gomez, and by featuring, he would tell me just do as much time as you can, and he'll cover the rest. So I was probably doing like 12 minutes. I don't know, but I got done with my set, and I remember him afterwards. He was just doing, because I was still pretty green, and so he was just being nice. And he goes to fist bump. And he's like, "Hey, good set." And I immediately was like, "No, it wasn't. That was fucking awful." And he was like, "All right, I can't help you anymore." I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, when you've had a good set or a bad set, and that's huge. He's like, because so many young comics always just ripped, crushed, destroyed, and so I always remembered that, and it was such like a little thing at the time, but I was like, oh fuck, okay, maybe I'm on the right track, so to speak. So I was curious for you guys, what are some milestones in your career in stand-up?
You want to go first, Carlos?
Hey, I mean, one of the milestones I can remember is I think I'm the only host or MC that has done the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame 3 times in my city, and that's pretty major in my hometown. It's a very prestigious thing to be a part of, because it celebrates a lot of history, Black history in Arkansas. And so a lot of people have come through there and gotten awards, and I've been the guy 3 different times. So that's something I kind of look at, because it represents home. So it's like, man, to be asked to do that 3 different times, it's been great. Lunell's even done it. Lunell's even hosted one time. So because she's from Arkansas. But yeah, it's dope to me. That's something I take wholeheartedly.
Your first time when they asked you to do it, your first time, you said you've done it 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking dope. Your first time, how far into stand-up were you, and what was your reaction like getting that call?
Maybe 7 years, maybe.
Wow.
And it was just interesting, because the irony is, I knew my best friend at the time, his dad is like the chairperson for it. So I'm sure he had something to do with saying, hey, my boy does comedy. So, but it was nerve wracking and exciting all at the same breath because you're in front of, you know, everybody that's influential in Arkansas. We go to the governor's house. I mean, it's up there. It's up there. So yeah, I mean, it's just the first time was definitely special. Neo was on the first one, I think, that I did because he's from Arkansas. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take on. So I take that very seriously. But you got to be very professional.
I'm sure. That's fucking huge, though.
It's a lot of pressure, but it was good.
That's sick. What about you, Tyler? What's some of your
like milestone?
Or like, or you call it milestones, or like things that you remember through your comedy journey, if you want to say that you were like, oh man, that was really special, or that meant a lot. Like I remember, like here's another one. The first time I headlined Nick's Comedy Stop, which it's so funny because Nick's Comedy Stop, it's the oldest running club in Boston. A lot of comics came up through there. There's history there, like Bill Burr came up through there, you know, Patrice O'Neill, a bunch of, you know, Boston greats. But it's fucking, it's like a C room, maybe like it's a nightclub, you know, so you only do one show a night and it has a hard out at 9:30 because then it turns into a bar and nightclub. And last time I did it, I think asbestos was falling from the ceiling and stuff. But the first time I headlined it and I had my name on the marquee, I was like, fuck. Cause I remember, you know, starting in Boston and I remember going to see somebody there and their name is, I have no idea who it was, but you know, back then watching some random guy on stage and I was like, wait, this guy just travels the country and tells jokes for a living and he pays his bills. And back then I was like, if I could just get to that level, I've made it. And, you know, and then you get to that level, then you always want more, but that was pretty major for me at the time. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm fucking headlining Knicks. My name's on the Knicks billboard, you know? So that's like, there's another example, Tyler.
Yeah, you know, getting a weekend spot at any club, like all the clubs around town, because there's like, when I started, there was 4 clubs. And getting a weekend on any of those, it was like a big deal to get on the Parlor because that was like pretty rare for local comics, especially in the beginning, you know. I felt like not a lot of people got on there, so it was really cool. Like the first big show I got to do was with Jim Brewer, who was like an idol for me. You know, I was a huge stoner, still am, big fan of his. And when I got to work with him, I was like, holy shit, this is sick. I could post about this. I might get like 20 likes. But yeah, like any of those first time hosting or first time featuring and first time headlining, those were all like such big deals. I remember the first time winning a competition. That was I won the Northern Lights comedy competition. That was pretty sick. It was like one of the first ones I ever won. I won a few more since then, but like that first one was I don't know why I even cared. Because now now I don't give a fuck about competitions. Like even if I did it and if I didn't move on, it won't even affect me. Like none at all. Like not whatsoever at all. Because now I just think of it as so subjective. But when you're first starting out, you're like, man, I hope I can just get picked, you know? Like,
yeah, dude.
Like, I don't really care.
I remember actually that same comic, Harold Gomez, said to me about competitions. He said, you can't win them all, but you can get booked at them all. Mm-hmm. So I took that as like I did the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. I was the only white guy in the finals one year of the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, that's a big deal. Kind of cool. But because I literally just did it to hang with my friends. Like a few of my buddies were like, dude, you should enter the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. I'm like, but I'm not black. And they're like, nah, man, fuck all that. It's more like a vibe and like your humor and this and that. And I was like, all right. So I entered it and I literally was just like, you know, I'm just here for fun, you know, and just hanging with my friends. And then we did the first round and I moved on to the next round. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. Well, this is all just gravy. This is just, you know, I'm just having fun. And then I moved on to the finals and this and that. But that was pretty dope. I was going to say, what was the show that when you borrowed my car to run back down? Was that a milestone?
Yeah, that was a pretty big one too. I got to open for Ari Shafir on 420.
Oh,
And I was a big fan of him because of like he used to do these videos that I thought were so insane.
I bet I know which what show that was. What was it called?
The Amazing Racist. Oh my god.
how fitting! How fitting! How
Did you ever see these though? Did you ever heard of this? As anybody? Am I the only one? You never saw it? Okay, so
I hope
Ari
it's scrubbed
Shafir-
from the internet, so it sounds like you're
Dude.
just an insane person.
This was back when The Amazing Race was a very big popular show. And then Ari Shafir used to do this thing called The Amazing Racist where he would like do the most wild shit. Like he dressed up in a Klan outfit and went to a black neighborhood and tried to get it dry cleaned. And I get what
I
the
can't wait to
fuck?
see you get through this.
You have to go
Go ahead,
borrow
keep-
one.
It was
Keep
pretty
going,
wild,
Tyler.
dude.
No. Tell us more, Tyler.
Well, was there one that he did in Chinatown? Were you about to say that?
No, I don't. I've never seen the show. What are you talking
You're
about?
like so excited to have me explain these. I don't remember all of them, but they were pretty fucking outlandish and wild. But I remember I was very excited to work with that guy. Because I understood.
You still excited?
I mean, like, if I got to work with him today, I'd still be pretty excited.
Do you know who Ari
Out of
Shafir is,
humor. It
Carlos?
was out of humor.
I
I
do
think
know
it's,
who he is. I
Do you know
know
what his thing with Kobe when Kobe died?
Yes, I do know
Yeah.
about his thing with Kobe. So fuck him.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead,
okay.
Tyler. Keep going.
Yeah.
oh, dude, did you see recently he came out in a Kobe jersey at the YouTube forum and he cut a hole through the front of it and pulled his penis and balls out through it, and that's all he was wearing. It was very respectful.
Jesus
You
Christ.
see my face?
Yeah, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
right. Yeah, that dude don't understand. But again,
All right,
to each
all right.
his or her own. Do you
Here
do
at the HollingsWorthless show, we just like to separate ourselves from our
And
career and
Oh, fuck.
accomplishments of his career. It doesn't mean
Oh shit! Shout out to Stefan Moody and Derek's in here. Derek mentioned the immigration one. You know what's funny is, somebody just sent me the immigration one, and didn't know that it was like because those were all actors. Like a majority of the people in those were actors, but
the immigration one. Oh, I don't know if I saw that.
he goes to Home Depot and has a bunch of Mexican dudes get in the back. He says, "Hey, I want to have some work," and then he drives them to to ICE, the immigration.
That's fucked up. That's
Oh,
messed up, you guys.
Look at Tyler is fighting it. Look at that. Look at him, Tyler, you motherfucker.
I can't see the humor in that. There's nothing funny about ice.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on.
Oh, we're one step closer to that cancellation.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for that. That's good. I'm glad he got in trouble for that.
I'm gonna just cut that part and then have that be the clip. You saying you're glad he got in trouble, and I'm gonna tag him in it. You'll never open for him again.
I don't think I would ever. Or I don't know. He probably has his own openers now.
Yeah. And I wanted to. What the fuck is that?
What is that?
Sophia.
Oh, I was like, is that a Pez dispenser? I wanted to give a shout out to. I think both of you guys know, and I may have mentioned on the podcast before, but my the special I filmed like 2 years ago. That it looks like it may now be done here in the next few months. It's just crazy how shit happens. Like I've been kind of stressing about it, so I kind of have to give history. So what, 4 years ago, I think I filmed a special through a comedy club that was doing specials, and all this stuff was promised up front. Like, oh, it's going to be a 3-camera shoot, and I was like, yeah, I have some friends coming out, so I want to like film some B-roll at like an Irish pub. Oh, I got a bunch of Irish places we can go before blah blah blah. Ends up being a 2-camera shoot. there is no Irish pub. There's his buddy owns a pizza joint, so we go there for the B-roll shit. And then also it was like, oh yeah, and we can get it up on Amazon Prime, all this other stuff. And then once it was filmed, they're like, oh no, we can't do that now. And I'm like, okay. And they offered to give me that special. That was like 4 years ago. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I had an amazing set. Like I got a standing ovation, a room full of people. I had no idea who I was, and or they had no idea who I was. You know, it was filmed in St. Louis, but so I was like, fuck it, I don't want it. I was frustrated. And then about 2 years ago, shout out to John Tobin and the Boston guys. They said, that they would film a special for me. So I filmed one in Off Cabot in Massachusetts, and did 2 shows, and they got the film for me and everything. And then they were editing it, but they were so swamped with so much shit. I was like, just give it to me and then I'll figure it out. I'll either edit it or I'll find somebody to edit it. And I've been like struggling finding somebody to edit. Long story long, last night I got asked to close out the 10 o'clock show last night. Carlos did a guest spot, and my buddy Tommy Wires is in town from Boston, and I told him, I was like, come down, we'll hang out. We had talked before him coming out here, and then I just got him a spot on the show Thursday, but I was like, come out, we'll hang out. So he came down there, and we were just in the green room, I think, and I had mentioned, like, I was like, yeah, I got to get this, because that's where I think we met. He was at my taping in Massachusetts. We have a mutual friend, Brian Glowacki, B-Glow, and so anyways, I was like, yeah, I still haven't got that edited, blah blah blah, and he just goes, that's what I do, like I edit shit. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I fucking he told me like a couple of specials that he's edited and all this stuff, and he actually sent me a clip of one today, and it's great. And so yeah, he's gonna fucking edit my special. And it's funny because he's like, yeah, I don't know how fast, it might take me like a month. I'm like, fucking great. The other one took like fucking 3 years, and
Right. What's another
like,
month?
yeah, that's fine. So I want to give a shout out to Tommy, who's in town, and he's going to do the Wise Guys Mike tomorrow, Carlos, with us. And then and Thursday he's going to do a spot at Taps and Beer. But shout out Tommy Wyas from Boston, Mass.
How different do you think you're going to look from this special that was filmed 2 years ago compared to like right now?
Oh, I've already looked at it. It's crazy. Well, the name of the special is going to be Green Monster, which is appropriate because I look like a fucking animal in this thing. And it's crazy too. Like, so just the things we tell ourselves to justify things. Like, so Tyler knows, and I don't know if you ever saw me. Well, I know you saw me before I lost weight, Carlos, but I don't know about like how much like performing. But Tyler knows I used to sweat my ass off on stage. Like I would have a towel and I'd fucking be wiping myself down. And in this special, sure enough, I'm fucking sweating like a fucking pig. But back then I was always like, oh yeah, I just run hot. I just fucking, I just run hot. Yeah, you run hot when you have fucking layers of fat. Yeah, that happens. Because now
film a little skit about like how like I'm not, the camera it's not going to add 10 pounds or something like that. You can film it now and then you'd be like, I'm gonna look good, right? And then you go into it and then you look like you looked back in the day. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no. Go on. Do tell us more.
Okay, here on the HollingsWorthless Program, we just like to say that
we don't like the fat shame.
We don't like the fat shame.
Victoria, you should have sold those towels as merch. Hey, who wants a fucking stinky, sweaty towel? Come get it.
But one person would buy at a show. One, like, if it,
fucking
I feel
creep.
like there would always be one creep that's be like, I'll buy that.
You sweat on stage now, don't you, Tyler?
So when I started to sweat at the very end of my set.
Oh,
I think I did one brow wipe by the end of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Well, I'm sitting at the table.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
and on that note.
yeah. It's just it's crazy. I look at that and at that old video, and and it's only 2 years ago roughly, and I was like, God damn, I was a fucking big boy. All right, we'll do our plugs in. Like I said, it was going to be a short one today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Okay, Carlos, what do you got? What do you got, Carlos?
I'm gonna be at the LA Comedy Club today, and I think one more other time this week. Then it's off to Phoenix, and then we back to work here. It's a lot going on here coming up. So check out parttimefamous.com or comediancarlosanthony.com.
Yeah, and Tyler.
I got multiple dope shows this weekend. Tacoma at 4 p.m. and Raymond Theater at 8 p.m. with headliner Kalia McGill.
No.
McNeil?
Yes, McNeil. What did you say?
McGill? I don't know. I think I just spelled it wrong in my phone.
McNeal.
God damn it. But anyways, and then next weekend, or the first weekend of September, I'll be headlining the Rosin Theater in North Bend. It'll be a great one. So come out. Excited.
2 L's in McNeil. McNeill. Sorry, I misspelled it. But I didn't mispronounce it. I will be let's see, this
come out.
yeah, this Thursday I'll be at Taps and Barrels here in Las Vegas, and then Friday I'll be in Sacramento. Well, I'm flying in Sacramento, Fair Oaks, California, for Comedy Under the Stars. You can go to bigirishj.com for tickets. And then the week after that, a bunch of stuff here locally coming up. I'll be in Oak Park, Illinois, and where else? We got Big Pine Festival coming up. I'll be at Brad Garrett's. Just go to bigirishj.com for tickets. And until next week, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye. Love in black and white tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Peace.